Let's get into the trending topics. And this morning, as we pull them up, I think the first one, SK, that's trending there is Dolly. And I mean, Dolly Parton, what an absolute legend. And it's just so sad that, you know, it's sad. I mean, she was 80 years old and obviously struggling with terrible, terrible illness at the time. But what a legacy this woman has left behind. She's just incredible.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, she lost her husband of many, many years earlier this year. And,
60 years.
One of the things that people were wondering was how she would, and unfortunately, he passed away. And I think we've seen this so many times before, Leanne, where a couple that's been together for a long time, once the one passes, the other one follows quite soon. So, I didn't realize Dolly was, having these issues. And I say that as if I knew her, but I was one of the biggest fans. I promise you, the first song I ever could sing was a Dolly Parton song. So I just love Dolly. And really sad.
It's hard not to love her because she was just such a ray of light, an absolute ray of light wherever she went, and she just lit things up wherever she was. And I think people just related to her so much, just in terms of who she was, what she stood for. She just remained herself, her true self. And I mean, when you look back at her life, she had one of the most difficult backgrounds. I mean, she literally lived in, I think it was in Tennessee, with 12 brothers and sisters in
the
shack.
Rocky Mountains.
In a shack. And she managed to become possibly one of the world's greatest superstars.
Indeed. Dolly Parton, when she did her first live album, she actually spoke of all those things, and as she narrates through that live performance, and this is many years after she'd already had massive success, and she talks about growing up in Tennessee, and how her parents were actually really poor, but despite all of that, much love in that home. I think one of the songs for many people, A Coat of Many Colors, also speaks to that hardship in growing up, we're going to miss Dolly.
Yeah, we are. It's such a lot. And I mean, I just saw a video clip of her, it was very recently at her it was her academy that she was speaking to some of the young girls that she's got. And I mean, she was saying she isn't well, but she's fine. She'll get there. She's got so many more things she wants to do. But, that's life. That is life. Anyway, I mean, we could carry on. I know they're shouting at us to carry on. I wish we could stop here and just only speak about Dolly Parton this morning, but apparently we can't. But I have to tell you one other thing. Do you know that she wrote I Will Always Love You, but they wanted Elvis Presley to perform it.
Yes.
And he wanted to own half the rights of it, and she said no. And it wasn't such a great hit, and she actually regretted the fact that she didn't give it to Elvis Presley, but then Whitney Houston got hold of it, and she owned all the rights, and she made millions and millions, and continues, I imagine, in her sort of in her late life as well, to earn all of those millions from that song. Anyway, we've got to stop. Let's move on to Matlala. Talk to me. What happened yesterday?
Yeah. Okay, so yesterday, of course, we saw on Monday that Vusmuzi Cat Matlala returning to the Madlanga Commission and once again invoking his right not to self-incriminate. But of course, the Commission made sure that they asked that, the evidence be brought forward in order to substantiate that. And it wasn't very successful yesterday. And essentially, he did start responding. He was a bit hesitant on some of the follow-up questions in terms of expanding on some of the details, but that relationship between him and Hangwani Morgan Maumela, of course, becoming clearer. And it's a very interesting development given what has happened with the SIU. You'll remember the seizure of those vehicles, the 3 Lamborghinis and other properties, because the SIU has indicated that has to do with that 2 billion rand tender procurement fraud that allegedly took place at the Tembisa Hospital. And that also speaks to the Babita Dio Karan story, where she exposed some of the alleged tender corruption there. So it's a very interesting stream that has been opened now here at the Matlala Commission, Leah.
All right, yeah, we look forward to getting that analysis in the next hour with you, and with Canny as well being there. So SAFA is next. I mean, this is just a crazy one, because it's this whole story of VAR and the 20 million rand the department has played across to SAFA, and they're asking, you know, this happened on the 6th of March 2026. We're still waiting. SAFA go and say, listen, we haven't touched the money. It's sitting in its own account. It's earning interest, but at the same time, you know, where is VAR? And these are the questions, and the minister being incredibly vocal about this. So I think it's a frustrating one, this one.
Yeah, the minister has in fact asked for that money back because there is still no VAR. This at least 2-3 seasons after it was promised, and the department doing its part in terms of trying to put some of the funds forward to fund that VAR. But SAFA, again, I know John Gericke, who does sport on Update at Noon, he's also been asking SAFA for some explanation with regard to VAR, where the money is, how it's been spent. But as you said, they are now saying they haven't spent it, but there's also no development in real terms on VAR.
Yeah, all right, let's wrap it up with a look at Radio Pane. This is, of course, the Pirates win 2-0 over Sekhukhune, and he, of course, was the first one to score, which was a great one, and then also setting up that the second goal for Aswinopolis. So people are really sort of quite happy about this, and it happened to be Apollos' birthday too, so that was a lovely gift for him. But those were the sort of highlights of the match. Yeah.
And that's about it. You know, second game of the season takes the Bucks to the top of the table. But you know, as we say, it was of course a good one for Orlando Pirates. And happy birthday, Aswinopolis. I like Aswinopolis. So a good one for him. A good way to celebrate his birthday yesterday.
Yeah, indeed it was. Indeed it was. All right, good. Let's leave our trends there for now.